Welcome back. This is going to be my first how-to video, but this is a question I get asked all the time. How do you use the GPS? So I've made a little guide. Alright, you've signed up for your first GPS ride, and this is going to be your little guide to how to use it. First thing to do is turn it on, let it find satellites, then go trip computer, and hit menu, and then go reset, and go clear track and trip data. Yes, that clears your last ride. And then go back to this menu, go where to, and stop navigating just in case you've left something on, and you should have a blank map. There we go, it's gone blank now. And then you're ready to start a ride. So what I would do is mark your first waypoint and just call it car, or whatever you want to call it. And then after that, turn your GPS off, give it to the guy running the race or the ride, and he'll load you up a map for the area. Or if you've already loaded up at home, the map works really well. The GPS is really smart, so you go track manager, and it'll actually show you the closest track to where you are. So the closest track to me here is bonus loop at God's. This is because we're at God's country, and I can click that, view map, and it'll give me a preview. It's in green, so it's a bit hard to see, and I hit go, and then you just zoom in, and it's showing me from where I am, and it's telling me to head out the car park. So the compass will adjust as you move a bit quicker on the bike. It's a bit easier, and it's telling me to leave the car park. Simple as that. And then I'll show you along the way how to save a spot if you like it. But this ride I'm going to leave as a blank canvas, because I really know the area really well, as you'll see from my computer screen. But if you're doing the ride and you get to the end of a track, go to track manager, and it'll show you the next loop. That's the next track map that's the closest. So I've got heaps of tracks saved for this area. God's Country big loop. Load that one in. This one will be in purple because it's one of my ones. And there it is. And I've got exit point signs and like waterfall signs and stuff where I've saved things, but I'll show you how to do that as we go on. And for GPS mounts, there's all these different ones. This is one of the originals, the metal ones. They've got the silicon ones that go here. I'll try and get someone to send me a clip. But I think I got this one really cheap because it was printed upside down by Ottaway Motorbike Club, or Motorbike Tours. But there's heaps of different mounts. People run two, some run one. But yeah. Alright, blank screen, but I'm actually going to run a map so I can show you what I run. Here's a bit of just live footage, is what you see as you ride. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. I normally run mine at like 60 to 80 meters zoomed out, but I'm just going a bit crazy at the buttons. Alright, we just went off track there, we went freestyling, but we can see where we were. That's where the track that I marked in. So if we just cut through the bush 80 meters, we're back on the single that we were meant to be on, but we're not really following the map, we're just doing a ride. But if you need to know, that's how it's working. See the arrows pointing me in the general direction of the track. It's not because I just did like a turnaround where I am, so it's a bit lost, but that'll spin around and aim that way when I start riding. And this is what that map looks like on my computer at home. I'll just do a little pan round. I've got my exit, that's the main loop. The two blue lines are your exit points, or my exit tracks that I'll show you later in the video. And that green one is the one I clicked at the start, called bonus loop. So yeah, it's a bit of a loop, and you can do the full circle. And yeah, this is without Topo turned on as well. Later on I'll turn on Topo and I'll show you what it looks like when you turn your Topo maps on. Alright, on my map I've put a marker in that says exit point. So if you get to this part of the track and your mate's buggered, or he's got a
sore arm or his bike's, he's kickstarting his bike, this little marker is an escape. So now I go back, I go track manager, and look, back to car, view map, and that is a direct footpath or road that is using only fire trails to get back to the car, and it's 9.4 kilometers away. So like if you've got a hearing appointment because you rode a 350 last week and your ears are really sore and you're running out of time, back to car, 9.4 kilometers via fire trails, really quick. And if you know the guy who's running the ride and he's a bit of a psycho and he likes to kill people, you always, if you know the tracks, you can put that in before you go home, before you leave home, and you just leave yourself a little. See, that's me zoomed out now. All the little mountain pictures there, all ups and downs, and shows you the whole area. But yeah, you zoom back in, and on this ride's I think it's an 80k loop. I've put in 2 exit points for the people that weren't going to make it, and 90% of your rides you'll lose 3 people here if you've got a big group, or 2. But yeah, it's a good way to like not ruin your day, and we're going to keep going. But yeah, there's a 9-kilometer detour back to the car via fire trails, which I made at home.
And if you and your mate have a 30x or 22x, you can share the maps wirelessly. So you don't have to give them your GPS to get them home.
And another thing you can do is, if you see that track there, it goes down here, around there, and it comes back to this fire trail. So if you wanted to cut that section out, or the 450s are getting exhausted, they can meet you around, back on that, follow that track around, and meet you at the purple line and just wait there. It's a good way for like to let a few people catch up and get back on board. But yeah, depending what you want to do, you can dodge corners and stuff, but it's not really the dumb thing.
And another note, if you see this log in the bush, and can you please give me my tripod back, because I left my tripod at this log. So it's still there. I remember taking the camera off, but I don't remember picking the tripod up, so good times.
Hero to 0.
I'm not going to be able to see this very well, but we're done. We've had enough, so we're going to go to Waypoint Manager, and then I came God's Country Car Park. As the crow flies, it's 4 kilometers. I punched that in. Now I've got that pink line there, goes straight back to the car park, so we'll just follow some fire trails and go straight back there, and you won't miss that hearing appointment to get rid of that sound of the 350 out of my ears. Alright, now you finished your ride, you go menu. Oh no, you don't. You go back, and you go to track manager, and it'll say current track, save track. I'll swap hands, and you can save it whatever you want. That's just going to save it the date, name it God's Country or whatever. If something good happened, name it that. But you save it, it's pretty quick, and then you go clear track, clear the track data, so next time it doesn't save. And if you go to, oh she's freezing, there we go, trip computer, it's all there, max speed 76, oh fast. But yeah, and you can clear it all again. Otherwise, if you turn it back on when you get home, you'll have a big line from your home to here. But yeah, clear track data. But I do that before every ride and after every ride. And we're back to the menu. Come on, back, map. And it's still got my drop pin to say that I was travelling straight back to the car park. And to get rid of that, you go where to, and then stop navigating. Now I'm back to nothing. It takes a second. Oop. There's a million settings on these things, and I don't know how to use them all. Where to, done. Beautiful. And then just hold your power off button.
So I showed you how to mark spots, and this is KK car. That's the Kosciuszko Killer Hard Enduro. That's where the car park was. This is with Topo maps on, so you can see the terrain. And you don't need to do these hard. You don't need to GPS these hard enduro rides, but I find it's good to know where the car is if you have an accident or you just can't finish or you need to get back. But the terrain there was pretty gnarly, as you can see. And here's Ayers Rock, just to show you, like, it's got the GPS has got that much information in it if you've got the Topo map SD card. So I haven't ridden that. I haven't climbed it. Last time I went there, I had a blown knee, so I couldn't climb it. And you're not allowed to climb it anymore. But yeah, the map's pretty detailed with everything, and you can really find some good tracks and map it yourself. But that's for another video and someone else who's better at doing these screen shares. And now this is that track that we did, the God's Country ride. So you can click the little footprint thing up there, and that's how you start making a track. My mouse isn't lined up with what my actual pointer's doing. I don't know why it didn't work like that, but you just basically draw your map along the road you know to get yourself back to the car, and you can sort of make any track you want with the little pointer, and you can sort of go, I want to get to this creek, draw a line, do whatever you want, and it's up to you to do it. Your friends can email you the maps and share maps if they're going to a location you want them to ride a track that you've been cutting in, and yeah, they're a really good way to get around. And if you need any other questions, just ask and I'll try and answer them. But yeah, they're great for GPS rides and great for hard enduro events, and just for safety. Like, they're great. You get your location and call the ambulance when something goes terribly wrong, which for me it has, and it worked. It got me an ambulance out of there straight away. It was really good. Thanks for watching.